today's 10-minute Spark Live with Olivia, a space where we pause, reflect, rejuvenate our leadership with curiosity and clarity. Here's my question for you today. Are you ready? Have you ever noticed that when expectations are unclear, teachers either feel overwhelmed or disengaged? Today, we're going to talk about why clarity is the key to developing teachers effectively and how tying clarity to research based practices can transform professional development into real classroom change. So, clarity is not just a nice leadership trait, it's one of the most powerful drivers of growth. Research shows that clarity John Hattie's meta analysis on visible learning found that teacher clarity has an effect size of 0.75. That's one of the highest influences on student achievement. When administrators provide clarity, teachers know exactly what to do, why it matters, and how to measure success. But without clarity, PD becomes a vague checklist, and teachers are left trying to figure out on their own. And that is chaos. Let me give you a practical example. Let's make this real, okay? Imagine a school wants to improve math discourse. We want kids talking about math concepts in more depth. Without clarity, teachers get a training session that says use more discussion strategies. That's it. Some try the Socrates seminars, others try adding more pair work, and others don't change much at all. The result ends up being scattered impact because the strategy wasn't really specific, but with clarity, administrators set a specific research based expectation. Every math lesson should include at least one open ended question. Teachers will use a think, pair, share routine to get all students involved, and leaders will observe lessons and give feedback specifically on questioning techniques. That sounds way different than they will use discussion strategies. Do you see the difference? Do you even hear the difference? By being clear, leaders take the guesswork out of implementation. Everyone knows what we're supposed to do. Teachers feel confident about what to do, and leaders can measure the progress because you've made it clear what the expectation is. That is, my friend, clarity in action. You like that? Clarity in action. Now, let me give you three quick sparks you can use to bring clarity to teacher development this week. First, state the what and the why clearly. Define the practice in simple terms and connect it to research. Don't just say engage students more. Say use one open ended question per lesson to deepen student thinking. Research shows this increases achievement. Model, the second spark is to model and observe. Show teachers what the practice looks like in action. Then use classroom walkthroughs or coaching cycles to reinforce it. You're not using the walkthroughs to evaluate, you're just using the walkthroughs to see, hey, is this practice going where other areas the teachers may need support? And the third spark is feedback loop. Provide specific, actionable feedback tied directly to the clear expectation. Instead of great job engaging students, say, I noticed how your open ended question got five different perspectives. That's exactly the kind of discourse we're aiming for. Two different forms of feedback, vague versus specific, unclear versus clarity. So, our time, we're keeping it short today. I have a song I want to play at the end. But just know that clarity creates confidence when administrators connect teacher development to research with clear, actionable steps. Teachers don't just participate, they grow. And when teachers grow, students thrive. So here's today's spark. What's one area where you could bring greater clarity for your teachers this week? I want to thank you again. As always, remember every discovery begins with a spark, and sometimes that spark is simply clarity. So I know that sometimes when we are trying something new, like having more clarity in our leadership, It may feel like we're failing because I haven't done this before. This feels a little funny to me, but I have this song and I kind of listen to it when I feel doubt or when I feel that I'm not clear about something and know that as I keep practicing and keep trying, I just have this mantra that never stop failing. Because if you're not failing, how do you know you're alive? That's one of the ways to let us know we're human and that we can learn from our mistakes and we can grow. So I'm ending today's 10-minute spark with never stop failing. That's how you know you're alive. So let's take a look into that. And thanks so much for tuning in to the 10-minute live spark. Have it show
Never stop failing. Lesson plans are laid out just right. But something doesn't click, no sparking. You question if you're doing stuck inside. You question if you're doing this all wrong. But that's exactly where you belong. In that space of growth where certainty breaks, where comfort dissolves and confidence shakes. This is the moment, the birth of something new. The moment your teaching transforms through and through. So throughout the script, take the risk today. Let curiosity lead the way. When you stop falling, that's when you truly fall. When you fear failing, you built your own wall. Never stop failing, that's how you know you're alive. Never stop trying, that's how your teaching will thrive. Those stumbles and missteps are signs you're breaking new ground. When you stop failing, that's when you settle down. So never stop failing, yeah, never stop now. Let the students' voices fill the room. Your silence might feel strange at first like doom. Watch as the thoughts begin to soar. When you step back in and open that door. Start with a question, not with an answer. Be the guide on the side, not the sage on the stage. Micro inquiry, spark minds on fire. This unknown territory might feel dire, but throughout the script, take the risk today.
I was going to take a risk today. Curiosity, lead the way. Stop falling. That's when you truly fall.
When you fear failing, you built your own
wall. You bend on your wall. So.
Never stop failing, that's how you know you're alive.
Never stop trying. Teaching will thrive. Your stumbles and your pain. Wow. Never stop failing, that's when you settle down.
So never stop failing.
So never stop failing. That's today's 10-minute spark. Look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Have a great, great rest of your week.